Wow, isn't that neat? Internet. I knew I hadn't seen the last of you. You followed me all the way out here to, Red Rock Canyon National Conservation Area, you son of a bitch! Hi. After my last video, some of you were interested in how something like hygiene works when you are living as a vagrant, or I'm sorry, digital nomad. With such limited quarters, obviously, allocating space for something like a shower is pretty much a non-option. So how does one continue looking and smelling like a contributing member of society? Don't. Society, dude. Smelling bad is natural, and anything that's natural is good AF. Hurricanes, cyanide, ass cancer. Cultivating putridity is the best way to make friends with the people who live under the bridge. And everybody knows that networking is the key to career success. But if you want to give in to the man and not get kicked out of Starbucks, there are a few steps you can take. You may have seen those tanks that kind of sit on top of a roof rack, and they're like solar heated. You can use those as a shower in a place like this. But since I'm doing mostly urban camping, stripping down and taking a shower in the downtown streets of Sacramento isn't exactly a level of dissonance that I'm quite comfortable with quite yet. If one of those contraptions seems appealing to you, but you're not too keen on dropping hundreds of dollars on one, then I would encourage you to look across the internet at all the DIY builds people have done for something comparable. That's the route I would go, not only because I'm frugal, but because doing something with your own hands that you use on this regular basis creates such a sense of pride in your setup. But for me, hygiene falls into plan A, B, C, or D. Plan A, as you may have guessed, is a chain gym of some sort. And for me, I choose the YMCA. It's hard to beat walking in, grabbing a coffee gratis, and taking a hot shower with provided soap and towel. Now you may be thinking, how are you not going to these other cheaper gyms? Well, first of all, YMCAs are damn near ubiquitous across the United States. Try going to Thomasville, Georgia, and being like, where's the LA Fitness? Try to get a shower, where's the LA? Plan B is a pill you take when you don't want to wreck your hygiene. Plan B is showering at a friend's place. It's private, and you get to have some social time with them. Now, if you don't have a friend where you're staying, there's never in history been an easier time to change that. Tinder? If you're crashing on their couch, then obviously that's going to jump to the head of the hierarchy from a time-saving and convenience standpoint alone. But I would argue that you ought to keep that as a plan B if you're not staying with them for a few potential downsides. You need to not only set this time in advance with them at a time that's, convenient for their schedule, but also to not be late like a dick. And personally, reconciling schedules and punctuality aren't my two favorite things in the world. Going the friend route also removes the theoretical motivation you might receive by being exposed or forced into an environment that emphasizes fitness and self-improvement. So I was just recently I was in San Francisco, lakeside. There was like a walking path that went by, and I was just hanging out in my car, and I see this guy who had to be about 75 years old jog up, jump onto a pull-up bar, bust out a set of 7, and then trot along. And after returning the eyebrows from the back of my head, I started doing a few sets of my own while I cooked breakfast. Now, whether that was motivation or shame, the result was positive. If you're staying in an area for an extended period of time, then repeatedly hitting your friend up to, drop what they're doing to make room for your needs can sometimes feel like you're starting to wear out your welcome. And if you suck, then maybe you wear it out even faster. If the thought doesn't even cross your mind, then you're probably in the latter category. Plan C is when I find myself in more remote areas, or maybe the gym is closed at a time sooner than I found the motivation to make moves for the day. In those scenarios, I've taken a few true to form hobo style sink showers. Now, obviously this can get a little bit messy. So if you take one, you need to be an actual functioning adult and clean up after yourself. Don't leave water all over the counter and the floor. Bring a towel and use it. If you find yourself in an area so resource scarce that you're not even able to find a private bathroom, all hope is not lost. That's why we have Plan D. So as somebody who has spent their fair share of time at camping music festivals where there's dirt in the air all day long and showers cost $10 a pop, I've learned the value of the almighty, where is it? Not condoms, wet wipes. You're not gonna be the cleanest guy on the block, but you're not gonna be the grossest. Let's review, shall we? Plan A, hit the gym, scrub that skin. Plan B, text your buds, get some suds. Plan C, find a sink, lose that stink. And Plan D, never fret, 'cause these wipes is wet.